How to tell someone they have extreme bad breath. Is it possible that she is taking a medicine that causes bad breath? I have a friend who said that her medicine causes her bad breath. So just let her know, and she'll pop in a mint or gum. Given all the extra work that she's going through for her dental hygiene, I'd say she already knows and is doing her best to combat it. I wouldn't say anything and just endure for someone you love. This is probably something serious that needs to be addressed, and soon. With this much extra effort on her mouth hygiene, I doubt it is a simple problem of food leftovers. You may already know the true reason, such as a chronic gastrointestinal disorder or perhaps diabetes. Or maybe a rotting tooth, in which case things are already being managed somehow. I hope. But if this doesn't make any sense, then it might be best to say it with concern for her health. I'm sure your worry, and hers, will be more important than any embarrassment caused. Since she seems pretty on top of her oral hygiene, letting her know might actually be doing her a favor, since it'll show her there's possibly an underlying issue causing her bad breath that she's not addressing or aware of. Just be upfront and respectful, and let her know there could be an underlying issue outside of her control so she can seek out professional help. I know of 2 things that could be possible. 1. Infected tonsils. Tonsil stones are these stinky accumulations of ick that build up in the tonsil crypts in the back of your mouth. There are subreddits devoted to them. R. Popping and R. Tonsil stones, for example. Normally, chewing will massage the crypts to push the stones out. If you get one out, do not crush them. You will be sorry. Really, really sorry. That smell? Now it is all over your hands. Good luck washing it off. I told you that you'd be sorry. 2. Infected sinuses. I had a coworker who had infected sinuses and polyps. The antibiotics used for infected sinuses are usually very strong and have to be taken for a long period. His polyps tended to block the nasal passages so that he was unable to clear his nose. Only after polyp removal surgery did his breath problem clear up. For many people, a neti pot can flush stuff out of your nose. Read the instructions and use water that was boiled and cooled. Read the instructions. When I lived in Denver, humidity was so low that I'd get nosebleeds a couple times per month. Irrigation helped prevent them. If the weather was dusty, irrigation would also remove dirt. I hate using a neti pot because it makes me feel icky. Salty water in your nose? No, only fingers belong there. But it works. Disclaimer. I moderate our boogers. I am assuming she's aware since she's doing all of that. I've heard sometimes it's not the mouth where the bad breath comes, it could be stomach. It may not be coming from her mouth but from deeper within her body. Someone mentioned tonsil stones and infected sinuses, but it could also be from her gut. It may be worth going to the doctors for and getting some labs done. My husband started getting bad breath and I know he takes care of his dental hygiene. We just got his labs back and he may be looking at liver disease. I can't say for sure that the 2 things are related, but thought it worth mentioning. Bad breath can come from your throat, stomach. You can have the cleanest mouth ever but your breath will still smell. I'm bored. Let's go brush our teeth. Quote. If she's doing all that, then maybe it's time to see a doctor. It shouldn't come as an insult because tonsil stones can do this even when you're on top of your hygiene game, which I'm sure she is, and is also most likely aware of her predicament, but nobody has actually pointed it out to avoid embarrassing her. It could be medication, food, or some unknown medical condition. Is she fighting with constipation? That can do it. Likely needs an adjustment to her implants. Sounds like she's getting particles in or around her implants she can't get to. Hence the water pick. She should see a dentist soon. Maybe a new one just for perspective. Say to them, you have extreme bad breath. What's a mill? Goddamn, use the non-abbreviated word once or define it before throwing it in. Mother I like? Mildly interesting lady? What? If you somehow get the nerve to tell her, the halitosis is probably caused by tonsil stones. Tonsil stones are disgusting. And I know firsthand. I don't have extreme ones, but I've spoken French and spit one out mid-conversation. They smell horrible and it's probably caused by her sinuses draining. More than likely. If you want to avoid it, maybe suggest these new allergy pills you've been taking and it'll get her to take some to deal with the drainage. That mucus really clogs up tonsils. If she insists she's fine, IDEC where you go from there. Your name is Reek, it rhymes with leak. I would express it as concern for her health. Hey Mill, this is kind of an awkward conversation, but I wanted to talk about your breath. I know that you do a really great job with your oral hygiene, but I've noticed that your breath doesn't seem to match your habits. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because when it's not caused by poor hygiene, halitosis is often a sign of health issues. If you don't know the cause of it, I'd recommend getting checked out by a doctor just to make sure there aren't any health issues you're not aware of. I'm not trying to embarrass you or complain. I just care about you and want to make sure you're in good health. Also, it would probably go over better if your spouse talked to her instead. Since she's their mother, you should bring up the breath issue to your spouse and let them know that you're concerned that she may have some health issues, and ask them to talk to her about it. She's clearly doing everything she can to combat this issue, so just complaining that it smells bad isn't going to do any good. Her oral hygiene is excellent, so it's unlikely that the problem will get solved without her going to the doctor and finding the underlying issue. Maybe she's not cleaning her dentures very well? Does she have one of those ultrasonic cleaning machines? They work well and are inexpensive too. If it's tonsil stones, that's a whole different story. It could be her diet. If she is consuming a lot of sugars, etc., her gut bacteria could be it. I understand that it is very sensitive subject and it is touchy and hard to tell anyone, much less your mother-in-law, that they breath is kicking, but you're gonna have to do it. I would start with the you know we love and care for you very much. It is worrying us about your health. Tell her very softly and gently.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.